Hey guys, it's Emily and I am back again. It's been a while. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in May because I haven't really read a lot of books this year, so I thought I would talk about the books that I read this month in May, which was 2, and the books that I plan on reading in June because I think I'm slowly but surely getting out of my reading slump. So I'm still reading quite slowly, but I'm reading more than 0. So here we are, and let's dive right into it. So the first book I read actually most of in April, and it's because I read it for school, but I finished in May, and that is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I had to read this for English class, and I was not a huge fan just because, I think a lot of it, as I don't really like reading books that just are about boys. If it's literally like just all boys, like that's all the characters were in this book, were all boys, and I'm just not really a fan of that kind of thing. I like when there's also girls in the storyline. So like usually there always is a girl in the storyline, but this one had 0. This book is about a group of kids, and they are in this plane crash, like I think during World War II, and they get stranded on this island, and they kind of just start to lose it. I really wasn't a fan of like any of the characters, but I think that was the main point. You weren't really supposed to like it because it's very much a gory book. I felt kind of scared reading this because of how gory it is, and I still don't really like reading gore. Like I'm fine with violence, but like it's not like going into all the details, and this gives you all the nitty-gritty details, and you can just like imagine it in your head, and it's just ugh. Oh, another thing I had issues with this book is it's very, I feel like, I don't know how to say descriptive, but it's very, you can tune out of it quite easily. Like I felt like I had to reread chapters over and over and over again, and like a lot of people had the same issue, where like I could just not understand what was happening. It's like almost too descriptive. I don't want to say, I don't know if it's exactly descriptive, but it's just like the way it's written, it's very difficult to know what's happening. You don't really know, and that's not good because it's a storyline. Like you're supposed to know what's going on and what's happening, and I just had no clue. Like there's just a lot of problems I had with it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars just because I do like what it was trying to portray, and I do think that it did a good job of that. But I did a review on my Goodreads, so I'll link that down below if you want to check it out and hear more of my in-depth other thoughts that I haven't discussed here, because I didn't really discuss, I think, those thoughts. And the other book I read for my own pleasure was Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover. This book is about this guy named Daniel, and he is in this janitor's closet because he doesn't have a 5th period class and he doesn't want people to know, so he's kind of just hiding out because they forgot to put him somewhere. And this girl starts showing up, but like the janitor's closet's really dark, so they don't really see each other, so they don't really know what each other looks like, they don't even know each other's names, and they decide to hook up in this closet, and then they kind of never see each other again. They're never gonna see each other again. But then Daniel's kind of the more hookup kind of guy. That's kind of who he is, and he meets Sky, one of his friends, his friend's girlfriend's friend, 6, and he's just kind of drawn to her, and so then they kind of start hanging out, and you know where it goes. This is a novella to Hopeless, but I don't think, I read it without reading Hopeless, so you technically could read it without reading Hopeless, but I think it's probably better if you don't do it that way, just because I kind of, like, I've seen, like, the Hopeless characters and stuff like that, like, I knew who they, like, I kind of figured out they were the Hopeless characters or whatever, but I didn't understand part of the ending because I haven't read Hopeless, so I'm probably gonna read Hopeless now so I can figure out what that was about, because like I literally don't even know what they were talking about. I picked this book up specifically because it was the smallest amount of pages of books of my TBR shelf, so that's where that came from. So I didn't like it. I'm not sure if Colleen Hoover's writing is for me or not. I have been interested in some of her other books, specifically maybe someday, and now I kind of want to read Hopeless too, even without liking this book. I found the characters just to be really Is annoying the word? Dumb's more of the word. It didn't really make sense how they got together because both of them aren't really serious relationship people, and they, like, without barely knowing each other, they kind of get into this serious relationship real quickly because they have a connection. And I get it's fiction, but, like, seriously, like, it's very out of character for those two characters to get together so quickly because they are not those type of people. I also just wasn't a fan of them talking about sex all the time. Like, it was really weird. He took her on the first date to this playground, and then he mentions that he had sex with, like, his ex-girlfriend there, like, 2 weeks ago or something, and it's like, why would you take someone there on a first date? Like, TMI, dude, I don't want to see where you had sex. And also, that's just disgusting. Kids play on the playground. Like, that's gross. Just think of the kids next time. Thank you. Just, the ending was super rushed. Like, I get it's a novella, but it was still super duper rushed, and I had a lot more other problems with it. I did slightly enjoy, like, from me saying I also disliked the characters, I, like, partly kind of liked the characters in a sense. I wasn't crazy about their relationship. I think I just liked Six. I liked her. And I liked Sky and Holder, which was Hopeless about, so I kind of want to read Hopeless just for that sense of reason. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars as well. I was not a fan of it, and I might pick up Colleen Hoover again to try to give her another shot, I think, at one point, but this just was not for me and not my cup of tea. I also thought the characters were adults, and I found out that they're also in high school still. So, okay. Now moving on to my TBR, which is kind of a lot bigger than obviously the whole wrap-up thing. But I'm first going to talk about the books that I'm reading for Buzzwordathon. I made a Buzzwordathon with TBR, but I think it's just easier to put it in this video. So Buzzwordathon is happening sometime in June. I don't know the exact dates, but this is the first time I can actually participate. One, because like at the time that I'm not like traveling or something like that, and 2, because I actually own books. Like, I own 7 books with the word, so I am participating because I finally can. So the word for Buzzwordathon is you, so basically you just have to have you in the title. So here are the 7 books that I've picked out that I own that have the word you in it that I haven't already read. So the first one is P.S. I Like You by Casey West. This book is about a girl, and one day when she's bored in class, she writes a little note on her desk, only to come back the next day and see someone has responded, and they kind of start having a little conversation, and that's all I really know about it, but it's Casey West, and I've been wanting to read this book for like a couple of years now, since I finished The Distance Between Us, so I would like to get to it. Then I have By Your Side, also by Casey West. So Your, I think said Your counts too. So this book is about these 2 characters that get stuck in a library. I also really love Casey West Contemporary, so I'm also very excited to read this because Casey West Contemporary is fantastic, and I just love her books so much, so I'm very excited to get to this. I just know I'm gonna love these. Then I have Someone Like You by Sarah Dessen, which I've been meaning to get to for the longest time, and I just have not, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna read this during the readathon because I've had very many issues trying to get into it before, and it just has not happened. So we'll see if it does. I don't think it's going to, but who knows. It has you in the title, so therefore I'm going to try to read it. So then I have I Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You by Ali Carter, which is a book about spies. I've owned it for a while. I've owned this book for like 4 years? No, not 4 years. It's been a while since I've owned this book. I think it's been 3 years, and I think I need to get to it. I've also owned like the sequels and stuff even longer. I own the whole series, so I need to get to it, because if I don't like it, well, that's gonna be real disappointing. I'm just hoping I'm gonna like it, so hopefully I do, because I have all 6 books. Then I have Waiting for You by Suzanne Colosati, which I just think it's a summary contemporary. That's all I really know about it, but it has a summary cover, so summer contemporary. I love those things. Next I have Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella, which is about this girl who is sitting next to some guy in an airplane, and she decides to like spill all her secrets to him, and then I don't know if he's her boss or like she meets up with him again somehow, so that's what happens. So I'm very excited to read this. And I have Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, another Casey West book, which is about this girl, and I think she has like some podcast or something like that. That's all I really know. And I think a guy calls in, or it's the guy she hates, or something that she likes, boxers. I don't know. My mom said it was something with the guy she hates who owns some enemy, something company. I don't really know. Don't know a lot. I just know it's Casey West, so I'm excited because Casey West is great. Now the next 4 books, I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna read them this month just because I have kind of a heavy TBR. I also have exams and I have a lot of things going on. So these books are kind of, I'm debating whether or not I want to get rid of them or not because I do own quite a lot of books. I have bookshelves in my closet and I have bookshelves over here, and then I kind of want to keep my red shelf just specifically red books. So these books I'm not quite sure whether or not I'm interested anymore. So my goal is to read the first 100 pages to decide whether or not I want to keep them and still read them, or if I don't. Because I feel like first chapter isn't good enough for me because, like, for example, the 5th Wave doesn't really have that long of a first chapter. Like, it's less than a page. I feel like 100 pages is a lot more fair, so I can tell whether or not I'm into the book or I'm not into the book, if I want to finish it or not. And besides, if I own the audiobook, so like if I really I don't know if I really am interested in this book anymore, so we'll see. I also have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, which I got for free, so I don't really feel that bad giving this one away, because this book, I specifically just picked it up because I was thinking about Once Upon a Time, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I think we're in Once Upon a Time, maybe not though. And so I was like, maybe I'll learn more about them, and I don't know. That's my thought process on that, but I honestly don't really have ever really had interest in reading this, so we'll see if I do. I don't know. Then the next book is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness, which I know is a pretty hyped book. I've seen a lot of people talk about it and really like it. I kind of thought it was interesting when I first picked it up, but this is when I was first starting buying more books, and I think I got at a church sale, some church sale, garage sale, something like that. So someone was selling books, and so this was one of them, and so I kind of just decided to pick it up because I wanted to buy and own more books at that time because I didn't have a lot. So I picked this one up, and the plot is still kind of interesting to me, but I just don't know when I'm gonna pick it up because a lot of times I look at this book and I don't really want to pick it up, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna give the first book a chance, or the first 100 pages a chance, see if it piques my interest and I actually want to continue reading with it. So I don't know about that, but I have it, so. And the last book I have is Emily New Moon by Ellen Montgomery, which is by the same person who wrote Anne of Green Gables. This book was a gift to me from a friend when I was 13, so I've owned it for quite a long time, and I've never gotten to it. It's 13, I'm 17 now, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 5 years ago. I've owned this book for 5 years, and I've never gotten to it, and I've never really wanted to get to it, and I'm kind of just keep putting it on the back burner, and I don't know whether or not I want to read it, so I'm going to give the first 100 pages a chance, because I really do like Anne of Green Gables, so maybe I will like this. I don't know, but I'm going to try to give it a chance, so we'll see. And then the last couple of books are my actual main TBR for this month. So the first book I am currently reading, which is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I don't really feel like putting the dust jacket back on it. This book is about a girl, and she's basically failed college, and so she is trying to get a second chance at college and stuff, and so she goes to London to study abroad, and she's doing creative writing and stuff like that, and so far it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I really love the main character. She's such fun and very relatable, so I really like her. I'm on page 76 currently, so it's taking me a while. I've been reading it for almost a week, and it's just very big, so it's just very it's a lot to get through, so it's taking me a bit, plus I'm slowly getting back into reading, so I would love to finish this month, hopefully, so that's the goal. Then I have A Million Worlds With You by Claudia Gray. This book is about, this is the 3rd book in the Firebird trilogy, and Firebird trilogy is about this girl and her dad, her parents are both these very popular scientists, and they've created this Firebird which can allow you to cross dimensions and stuff like that. And one day, one of the guys working for her family kills her dad and then takes off with the Firebird. So now Marguerite, the main character, is going after Paul, the guy who killed her dad, and is going to kill him. So that's basically the plot of this. I am on the 3rd book, and I would love to finish this series. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, because I liked the first book decently, like it was good, I was entertained. The second book I got really annoyed with Marguerite's character because she just did not stop talking about her love interest, and it was just kind of, not that I didn't like the love interest, it's just I didn't like her talking about it. It's like when your friend like has a crush on somebody and that's all they can talk about is their crush or their boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, that's how I felt. I was just very annoyed. So, I don't know, Margaret's getting on my nerves, so we'll see if I like this one or not. Then I have Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page, which I have started a bit ago. I'm on page 26. I would like to continue it. I want to read more, so hopefully I will soon. This book is about Amy, about a girl named Amy, and I think she's to kill Dorothy because Dorothy's like evil in this version of Oz or something. I'm not too far into it to know what this is exactly about, so yeah, that's all I really know. Then I have 16th Summer by Michelle Dalton. As you know, it is June, so therefore summer books come out. Although, usually summer books for me come out in like March, but this year it's actually coming out for summer. So I love summer contemporary books, so I'm very hopeful and I really want to read this. I really enjoyed 15th Summer. Well, I didn't really enjoy it, but like, it was like okay, but like I did like it. And so I want to read more summer contemporaries by her, though they all seem kind of the same, but it's been enough distance since I've read 15th Summer, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see if I like it. The cover's cute. I really like the cover. It's like so beachy and cute, and I just like it so much, like so much better than the cover of 15th Summer. Like, it's my favorite of the 16th Summer series that I don't own anymore. Then I have The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Horney. All I know about this one, it's an Aladdin retelling, and I believe the genie's a girl, and like it's told from the genie's perspective. The genie, I think, falls in love with Aladdin or something like that, which just sounds like really cool. And the movie for Aladdin just came out. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to. So this is kind of just because the movie's coming out soon, and I've been wanting to read this for like such a long time, and I was reading it before, and I was really liking it. I just want to get back into it again, so I'm very hyped to read this. And then the last book, I feel like I have a lot of retellings here, but Geekerella is the next one, my last book. My family was reading this, so this is kind of why I wanted to pick it up, because I love Cinderella, like, especially like online friends retellings and stuff like that, which this has to do with online friends, so, and like fandoms and all of that stuff, so it just sounds like a fun time. And like the Seek's companion novel I think came out too recently, so yeah, I've heard good things, so I just hope it's good. So yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pick these up, but those are all the TBR books I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face. And I will talk to y'all soon in another video. Bye!